Mimona kwa baziba KLEVIJOE TV do. Na Ami America say missing any KLEVIJOE. We have some issues here na Ghana fo. We are say yentase. There are lots of controversies in our Bible ma. Adwinwa yentase. Na ande yenya yen reverend, yen papa, yen brother, yen uncle. Our pero church and so na yen ko Reverend Samuel our Fountain Gate Elmina branch Fountain Gate Chapel Elmina branch yen ko no ho na on yen church and so Reverend morning.
Good morning.
Ya hwehwe wache. Ya hwehwe wache ankasa me am tumu because ejuma no doso o say enye ba akofo ejuma but yes so dey ye da say wa my time
so me da wase
ye no be twetwe nkomo. No, Reverend, I say, Dano me friend, na me send me topic ni ma, say na na pese discuss because me nko fui ebimu say controversies na Bible no edoso. Na first and foremost, let's start with this. Yeah, Christians, they be a bompa erade, you should tell bonsam po, abonsan yekun, ye say, they be also bonsam iso onwuda. So betumi akire mu adenti na bonsam dada ye shooting na onwuda.
Yo me da se Clevi me san so da wase ma akwanya ya wanya se ye betwetwe nkomo na yama nukure adadi woni ma bi hu trosem no eka wo Yohane Nwoma no etin wo enjichemu edia samienu no John 8:32 no say, and when you know the truth will set you free. Knowledge of the truth and then setting you free. Enti niamani bi wo hono mo a because ye ni no kren and no ma there be abefo se controversy bi wo ho. Sebe bonsam ye honhom nso de untimi embo ni tuo emma onye den onwu. But ya ye nipa no ntino eya ye deal with niama bia even though I spiritual na the human emotions and the way you solving human problems na the same methods I use near the then ya apply imti sebe enka sebe oye aboa bia otimi hu physically ana nipa bi ene san self so how nti pese ukunu enka be den bebo ni tuo but oye honhom no enya de abetimi ayeden aboni tu akunu. You can only pray against the devil and his influence in your life, but you can't kill the devil.
Okay. Prophet and a reverend and some day a doso some day baby
na ne honhom beboan ye buebuano.
Yes. Another one I want Bible Adam ne Eve omo wo ken ne ebu na I don't know ebia ewiase ana say before mbebo wiase na nkofo wo ana
aniema ne bi wo Bible no mu aya they are silent on it because sabi niema esi ni nyina yentimi enchiro ni nyina wo bukum na se ye hwe trosem na nipa bebre na trotroye nipa nyankopon hom na ba nipa num na omo tro ne a efri nyankopon ho na omo trotroye over a period of years, thousands of years, and later no mo and I said ye copy first na nye book mo tro first tablet so na ba scroll so and empty later no mo nyina atena no mo compile any ade. Now the Bible no pen ya cho ho no doesn't specifically tell us say ne nipa bi wo ho no mo answer but wo hwe ni insunsanso e baaye say Cain emra okun ni nua na nyame pam no call baabi no call ware e dia then it should tell you say ne nipa bi e den e wo ho a Bible no was silent on but eyade a na chese nkofo bi wo
na adenti na ho no nyankopon anase nipa na omo ye Bible no so omo so omo anka amfa ho amfa nkyere
nyankopon ene inspire nipa ɛna wayɛ den watwerɛ nea ɔpɛ sɛ ɔtwerɛ enti wo kan Deuteronomy 29:29 or say the secret things belong to God but the things that he has revealed they are for us and to our what our generation enti Nyankopɔn ene choose the one he wants to highlight and the one he wants to keep secret. There are some of them until one kasa obebe no na obedo suko wo honhom no you hunu was a black and white team ati ase binti niam bi wo ha nyame di hinta bible no ma ati ase say Nyankopon ono ane sovereignty mu no o hide niam na opese nipa ben no ansa na wabue niam bi so ayeden akire. So there are some of the things they are kept secret until you dive deeper into the things of the spirit.
Okay. Questions in your maybe your Mekai. Sometimes I used to think me am a dream say Argentina, yeah, blacks, Africans. We don't have good intentions about Yankasa Yaho. You need good intentions. Maybe I may not say adwembɔne ɛhyɛ me tirim but oh no nim ebi a me de ahyɛ me mu sɛ mɛyɛ obi sei adentina ɛyɛ blacks no yɛte saa but wohwɛ aborɔfo na they are not like that adentina yɛte saa
me pacho when it comes to adwembɔne ana sɛ obi bɛdwen bibi bɔne afa ne nipa ho de it is not about skin ɛnyɛ yɛn nko na yɛyɛ saa ɛyɛ to da bi wɔ hɔ no ma ɛyɛ perception about maybe might be wrong. Bible ne say onipa biara onfa Yesu na nyame honhom ma metena ne mu no. The Bible calls him desperately wicked. E kire say ne su eye bone nature ne su no ye den eye bone enti onipa biara whether you are black or white usu ana nature ne ye bone until say obe accepting Nyankopɔn su na wankasa wala ahoma Nyankopɔn su na ba be di ho then apart from isunu nipa sunu yesan wo adesua a efa adwene mu na ignorance ade a hadwene ignorance Bible no anytime you see darkness no nyase bi a ade asa but e kire ignorance. Na baby biara ignorance one the people they attack each other unnecessarily. Bi wo ho no ma be hu say oh obi asem kra obeka no obi timi fa ne differently na ye we bebre because of ignorance. But baby adesua ewo bia no be hu say adesua no so knowledge ni gina ho ma light. Enti wo be hu say nipa na dwen ebie no hu say no enema bi wo hokra me ne ho nya adwen enkyerese sese me yeden me twese kan de wo wana bibi emti wo hwa even po baby a wo se o kan blacks asemi wo ko baby a development inni ho a nka abeka se omo ho no the way omo treat each other and the way they attack each other na sa adwenbone omo higher than wa ba krom a obehu se ho no because omo asua de ntina ni bie the way they treat each other is different. So it is not a matter of blacks. Nipa su eye bone, nipa su eye adwembone. But say light eye nimudie, ye honhom nimudie, ye wadwene mu nimudie eba obehu se afei no ahu se onua no kra ensesa me treating is then you begin to see the person the way the person is supposed to be. Nunti na ama ayese asa abrofun because omo no wa adwen mu no omo asua de akwanim nti kanea efa adwen mu kanea ne how any nipa etna how to relate with people no ma call manim so you see say they treat each other better but obroni obibini anyame sumba no no or ye wicked and sometimes some of the things they do to themselves are ye nimu no more than what we even do to ourselves.
Okay. Hi, KLEVIJOE TV. Say, afe answer na OVE TV ya subscribe. OVE subscribe. Wait me, I follow your Facebook, Instagram, Nina KLEVIJOE, like your page, you know. Inti, Reverend.
Yes.
Maybe so.
Bacho.
Satan. And now Satan usuru nyamiana.
Obi biara a nyankopon na ebo ne suro nyame. Bible no ka say Satan ohoyi osuro nyame. They fear. Say because ono no oye head over bibia osuro no. But just say onye na pedie. Onye na pedie ana say ade a nyankopon bo because ye hwe Bible no ma Satan nyame born ne emfe ne Satan emfe ne Lucifer. Na adwuma nyame de share ne nsa ane dibia nyame de man enam ahomaso ntino o lose sa position ma nyame drive no away eyi ni free baby ayeden o free no na eno ho nti na o attack nyame mba because onim say baby anenka o say wo na ho na yen ye wo nti out of sa be jealousy ni baby o lose nti no attack eden nti no nyame di osuro no Bible no poka.
But me so me kan Bible ni baby. I think Job chapter 1 verse 6 to 12. Or say now there was a day when the Son of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came there. And the Lord said unto Satan, when comes thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and from in the earth, and from walking and down in it. Nti ehwo no on say Satan osuro nyame a enka ka say and now there was a day when the Son of God came to present themselves before God. And Satan also came no. Satan was among them that they came no. Ehwo na menti as because say Satan osuro nyame a enka omba.
Ose onsuro nyame.
So who see Satan suro nyame. But say enya de onsuro nyame a enka time the sons of God omo be present omo yina aba nyankopon anim no enka Satan so omba. But Satan ba hobby.
Enti wo pese o chese onsuro no.
Yes.
Ye ka se suro a esese wo kire esuro na se. By suro no I mean respect. Say oh me do obuoni and I say me suro me penny. I'm looking at respect, okay? And aside that no we eye hunhum asem. Bible say nyankopon ono no ye hunhum nyina den eja. Na ama abom nyina wow to we ye hunhum. Ne kata ho ne ye housing keke. But we ye hunhum. Enti no Satan wo ho enso no. Satan is not independent of God. Ohwe Job ho na otimu se later ne kasa o ka kire ne se nipa na o ka no ho asem ye Job no ama no ho kwan but o man a boundary. Enti bi James chapter 2 verse 19. Na me na e kan se ne wo kan ho na bi
James
chapter 2 verse 19.
2 verse 19.
What's say?
Or say thou believe that there is one God. Thou doesn't well. The devil also believe and tremble.
What you are saying? Okay. You say you have faith.
Yes.
For you believe that there is one God. Good for you. Even the demons believe this and they tremble in terror. NLT no. They tremble in terror. They tremble what? In terror.
Yes.
A chese osuro no ho. Ata say. But se nyankopon kra na man access ema oba ho because of adia no nyankopon opese oye. Enti the fact so man kwan se omra ho ne nkire se onye den onsuro no. Osuro no. Esuro no nti no oti nyankopon ne ana se oti se nyame bakra ebonu. But onu nyankopon na so wono ane sovereignty mu ani ne tumi nyina no opeso ye bibia obetimi asa amono ekwan se ombra nanim na bibi ni a one ne nya den endi hu enkomo Bible no mu papa bi e friend Paul no ye nyankopon ni payi na edu babi na nyankopon ayima na diye ni ama oye nsenchani bebre edu baby na ama oya ahomaso enti no trosem ne se nyankopon emma obofo a ofri Satan ho o ma ne ho kwan se omfa pia and as a thorn in his flesh. Nyame na ma ho kwan. Enti se bonsama ba nyame anim nyame na ama no ho kwan. Wa ama no ho kwan a ontimi nye den emma.
Okay.
Once we read James chapter 2 verse 19 am hu say otini din a oivin oginipodi na sanso ye den ebo no hu. Enti e yade a bonsam wo suro nyame. Wa wo suro nyame no ene na menti wudin de.
Okay. Matu ase.
Macho.
Na asembisa biemu Nyankopon ankasa ne duane ne den.
Ne den.
Ne duane be na Nyankopon pe.
Aduane a Nyankopon pe. Nyankopon ya honhom. Ondidi aduane se ne yedi fat. Se aduane se ne yedi amu ya ade but chosem ne se Yesu Kristo a oye nyame in the form of a nipa no. O se na aduane so obeye ne papa apede. Sanso na Bible no ka say man shall not live by what? Bread alone, but by every word that proceed out of the mouth of God. Inti ya ka say Nyankopon aduane a it has to do with na pedie. And yet physical aduane a yedi.
Okay. Inti no the Old Testament and the New Testament, you know, na say ye papa.
Pacho ni nyina eye papa. Because ebia won ya serve. Old Testament no na you see Nyankopon no isan so ye honhom na ye nipa no ye limited. Enti o dane ni ho adi a oye bibia kakra. Enti na wo foundation of the world no wa hyese obeba in the form of nipa a friend Yesu. But emrene nso ye no odane ni ho adi e kire adifo ene ade but eno no oye in symbols. Enti ro be hu se obe mom adi no wa the symbols ni niama bebre. Enti Old Testament no was just showing you and afi oni nipa bia namwa Old Testament ni e show Nyankopon ni su papa e kire so e obi o wambotre e kire se obi on pem kwase asem e kire se obi a or compassion or tema ni ade nti oni nipa ne nam nyina na odan ne ho adi enti nia onam ne nkomhyefo so eka wo Old Testament no na New Testament no o sha ase se wo yeden or fulfill ni ana symbols ni shadows no o sha ase se odan ne ho ne physically adi e wo New Testament enti sabe ayese wakwa akoto book na wo baba be kan say wo kan say okay me kan chapter 1 ma kan chapter 3 ma kan chapter 4 na 6 ne 7 ne dia me kan ya anya de a obenya de ni nyina complete enti ni nyina ka bom na ma eye den eye ne pentu ye nyi baako enja baako they complement each other.
Okay, the reason why me bisa sa question we no na me bisa say obi ehu Nyankopon dana
unhu Nyankopon physically. Bible no so ama yehu say Nyankopon in the form of Nyankopon your spirit or dane ne ho adi a in the form of Jesus no nkrofo ahu no da besi ne kra nkrofo gusu hu no enti yehu ye kan Revelation emra na John owo island of Patmos no ade a onya in the vision no hu Yesu na no no hu ne physically dida and osan hu no spiritually no osan appear to him sans na Paul and a friend Saul emra na ogusu persecute a Christopher na wakwakoje letter e Damascus onam Damascus kwanso no Bible say awia bi pie na honum no ohun Christo sans na emra Stephen stone no na nyame bie na no hu se Yesu Kristo a oti agane nsa nifa so entine eyade a oye honhom nanso otimi dane ne ho adi ewo honam chie nipa
na se eho no omo ehu Nyankopon ankasa omo hu Kristo Jesus Christ omo hu no
na Yesu Kristo no ani nyame is just that he chooses to reveal himself that way sa assembly de ye kase ye kɔ hɔ a
me pacho so Yesu Kristo no ani nyame. Okay. But me so me Bible na ma kan kakra na me minim fa ho no minim say Yesu Kristo wu ye no omo se okotena eja ne nsa nimfa so nze say eja na ono okotena ne nsa nimfa eja no
Send a make us a whom dear. Sebi, me whom say be a washer. Some of these spiritual movies obi betimi atena ha. Nanso na ne wasan appeal another place and now manifest. Have you seen anything like that before? Now UGD say nipa ntimi yesa. Say nipa ntimi because eye honhom. Esan say eye honhom no. Obetimi aye ne ho multiples. Adane ne ho anyway bia because enye physical now you limited. But honhom the honhom no so many things are possible to honhom. Yen adwen ana yen nyansa entimi ntiase. Are you getting it? Inti na make us say no de honhom ade.
Okay.
Even in the physical no omo word drone. Near they can tell you say somebody can appear in places the body will have but will appear baby.
Pacho we there a quick one me cameraman or the mommy Emmanuel Ifachum was me bisa say yes ye shoot about some spiritually no does it take effect on the devil?
And I may medical catch also or a home. Adia would shooting a very effective nyame asem. Esan say Yesu Christo by no bon some be so ni hwe no can say we were true say the only thing that can fight against the devil because oye isum bofo oye darkness, the only thing that can fight him is knowledge of his word and your emotions. Into who can say we emotional na me should to devil not to me nam na sembi new mua enye hwe na medical can say and get me shooting kunwa and kapor ni Peter no nkomu kunda nke ama meto. But we can pray against his influence. Because oye honhom no baba bia ne target ni so person influence the place wo bonim say nipa nenso se wonsu Bible say we are not ignorant of the devil's devices and how will not be ignorance na ya ne se wo besua de ubesua nyame asem se na be ya ba bia obedane ne ho aba tiemfa etuo physical tool ne shooting. If there's anything you can even use to shoot it, it's the word of God. And in the word of God no so nyasa walking kan keke as say ya de a nyankopon honhom ahome aguso na ekura sa atumi no anu na betimi ayede a defeating.
Okay. Enra na me name madam for we year Bible discussion be kakra
mbacho
na madam for no as a many kobo quotation bi so na hono na me shara anti ase yi me the quotation memo na wakan
mbacho
hono no wa che na se.
Okay.
Because to me no me who say Jesus Christ okowu no yeso ape no Jesus Christ when we were crossing so me to me what I've read from that particular quotation, me who said Jesus Christ. Yes, from that quotation. That is Hebrews chapter 5, verse 7 to 11. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 7 to 11.
Hebrews.
Yes. Chapter 5, verse 7 to 11.
Hebrews chapter 5, 7 to
verse 7 to 11. Me who said Jesus Christ, yes, wapeno. Because me kind almost say obompaye ena ubisa ejano say I think so betumi akan na
watch chapter 5
yes
verse 7. While Jesus was here on earth, he offered prayers and pleadings with a loud cry and tears to the one who could rescue him from death. And God heard his prayers because of his deep reverence for God. Even though Jesus was God's son, he learned obedience from the things he suffered. What's it up to here?
Up to 11.
In this way, God qualified him as a perfect high priest, and he became the source of eternal salvation for all those who obey him. And God designated him to be a high priest in the order of Melchizedek. Verse 11, there's much more we would like to say about this, but it is difficult to explain, especially since you are spiritually dull and don't seem to listen.
Almost say osunye. Say onyankopon ensave no but o kan bible no so a hona kakra na me obi as obi so ape no yes so ape because me check here no Jesus Christ, almost Jesus Christ, worry Mary Magdalene.
Oh, Sanya man, and your biblical. Sanya man, and your biblical. People,
internet, yeah, but so
mature, and your biblical.
Because
you are my main case mature.
Okay.
Bible na ekrano. And yet to say science gasta you school.
Okay.
And yet to say a novel book be our kind.
Okay.
Bible say every word of God is inspired by the Spirit of God. And the Spirit of God came upon holy men and they wrote. So even though nipa na Troy and the Spirit of God came upon them and then when they wrote. Bible also saying say the Spirit things are discerned by the Spirit. Unya nipa untimi nte Bible na ase. Or see because the Spirit things are discerned by spiritual people and those who are not spiritual, it is foolishness to them. To say why do you even fast? It is foolishness to somebody. Why do you even come to church all the time? It is foolishness to somebody unless you are willing to ask God to come and be inside you. The best may the answer or where in 1 Corinthians 2:14.
Okay. 1 Corinthians
2:14.
2:14.
But you come here. We are not another translation. Okay. Sometimes when TBB I say I look at another translation.
Okay. But the natural man receive not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
My main kind the NLT net here. So I say, but people who aren't spiritual, can't receive these truths from God's Spirit.
Okay.
It all sounds foolish to them, and they can't understand it. For only those who are spiritual can understand what the Spirit means.
Okay.
Into the Bible we hold is a spiritual book. And I made a mfato. Ukra Nokia 3310. Utimi de ye call. Me boana. Utimi a text. Me boana. Ubetimi send the pictures. Ubetimi send the pictures.
Untimi send the pictures.
But anti send me kano. Hum ade na se we nipa ye hum ansana. Wetimi ate ase. Entino send Nokia 3310. Entimi send the pictures no. Semi kura Android phone ni na me pese me send pictures eba wo am fancy me fan semi Android phone me pese me send pictures eba wo Nokia 3310 ebe enye enti age se ya reprogramming ana se we change phone ama nso wo the same kind of platform and sa na metimi no communicate sa na nipa anyame ayete se Android phone or a certain capacity na se wo be gi Yesu Kristo edia. Then he changes you and puts his Spirit into you so that now obetimi ni wan den edi nkomo because what that so ya Nokia 3310 no ye Android phone you can share pictures obetimi ni wa kasa kakra obetimi a testill but sene ye any sometimes eniema Android phone timi ye anya de Nokia betimi aye sa na wan upgrade hu ewo hu a there are a lot of things nyame pese ono kasa honhom ade untimi nyeden enti ase enti nipa bebre kan Bible na omo kan ne tra na omo taking say just a physical book but it is a spiritual book so you must allow nyankopon honhom to come and upgrade you so that now you can connect with God and Bible no say no the ultimate thing is not just about the Bible the ultimate thing is about God and that is his word. Na nyame asem so esan so oye sovereign no oye nyame nya de ebetimi di ni tirimu po nyina gu Bible mu. Enti no ne watchro is just to guide us so that be ya yanini benya nkita ho di personally. Now when we get to know him personally then he will begin to enlighten us and let us understand. But ne obeche bia no so na nya de ebe go contrary to guidelines no how eden or the amayen. There is nothing there that shows that swap you are talking about. And it doesn't make biblical sense. Because there are so many prophecies in the Old Testament. I can't say yes or ba. Say na nabrabo beye ni obe femunie owie obewu ni ade and all those things came to pass. Entinu. Enye no kra enka onye den onka nkyere difo no mo nhyɛ sam kom no
KLEVIJOE TV. Say Afiance and work YouTube channel and as Afiance and work Facebook video where try so subscribe it. Try so subscribe it and as well like your page and then the just for papa so church we be say mama e say my yenim obiem fine. I'm also what I say because me so me nti ase. Ma hwehwe na che so for ni dey ma hwehwe na che kasa ma hwehwe na che na ne dey me nsa aka no so dey wo say me bi se bia no me bi sansa me fi ha okay yanko reverend ho yanko reverend ayese okọ nyame fi a obehye mpabo akọ wana
bibie ni ho no mo a megidi se ebrasa because bibi biara nyame abo bia bible no say oye wie no ka say eden eye bibi biara nyankopon abo bia owie no he saw that word it was good sanso na sebe oma nipa adwen ama yetimi akriti niama bebre sene ebeya ya brabo ebe di anase ya brabo ya be comfortable na nyame na ma nipa adwen no ye mpaboa ana mpaboa nso protect ye nan no menye sure say eye boni bi se wo kɔ ne fie na wo de den mpaboa kɔ mehu bible verse biara e kire say menye den memfa mpaboa enko nyankopon
okay me pacho okay Luke 22 verse 35 to 37 Luke 22 verse 35 to 22 okay I think
35
yes there are a little bit of doubt ewo how I say oh konya me fie a enye se wo hwe shoe e de konya me fie
Luke 22 35 to 37 okay me kan na outing yeah sometimes in Kofo kan King James one ntia but they won't look for other translations. There are other translations are eboama ntia na ye better ntina ye pena bi wa ha mahwe na outing okay or say when I sent you out to preach the good news and you did not have money, a traveler's bag or extra clothes.
Proverbs 30 verse 19 to 20 so when we between actually no kra can anybody
Proverbs
30 verse 19 to 20 Proverbs 30 verse 19 to 20
verse 19 to 20 say the way of an eagle in the air I mean sure anything maybe to make it simple
okay
I say how an eagle glides through the sky, how a snake slithers on a rock, how a ship navigates the ocean, how a man loves a woman. An adulterous woman consumes a man, then wipes her mouth and says, what's wrong with that? There are 3 things that make the earth tremble. No, 4 it cannot endure. Read it up to 29. A slave who becomes a king, an overbearing fool who prospers, a bitter woman who finally gets a husband, a servant girl who supplants her mistress. There are 4 things on earth that are small but unusually wise. Ants, they aren't strong, but they store up food all summer. Heiresses, they aren't powerful, but they make their homes among the rocks. Locusts, they have no king, but they match information. Lizards, they are easy to catch, but they are found even in king's places.
Apono chese bi obetumi aye ma asema na sese
enkyere sa or warning say men yesa o kan we say no or say an adulterous woman consumes a man then wipes her mouth and says what's wrong with that and so I don't know where the idea say and for bibia so because o kan Proverbs ni nyina he's always warning you about foolish decisions and wise decisions. There be yanka be of Proverbs chapter 19 verse 3. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 3. Because a child ni obeya be nyansa Niabeya obey a son such yourself who take decisions be a memoir foolish.
Proverbs 19 said, the foolishness of a man perverts his way, and his heart frets against the Lord.
What in your can I say? You may say, I can King James in our Chelsea. No, why in another translation is
I only have this Bible. I will change it.
And they'll change it. Or see, people ruin their life by their own foolishness, and then are angry at the Lord. It's just a one casa. Would decisions I also will take you. We now will he Yami whom to one who himself the away and no be there as I said, the catcher said, who to who himself as a man.
So maybe so.
Abanameka said, so your spirit should be able to tell you, say, Adiana, and
maybe say, you said, Master,
but there shall have the result of a massem, and there may be a result, and then soon so the result of a massem, even your true progress. Our car say you or my home. Son or ye, and me, now bravo ye, basa. What's never can say? So there are some of the things I see play and dream and the but you know, Sadia we crowd one result. One who send here, who offer be or ye, my 7 year didn't cool ye. One who be with TV so, one who be brave. I just said, so we are my 7. Complicate your life. At the end of the day, I do be we money.
Oh, son, subscribe here. Subscribe. KLEVIJOE. KLEVIJOE TV, YouTube, KLEVIJOE, Facebook, KLEVIJOE, Instagram, KLEVIJOE, Baby, KLEVIJOE. Who they subscribe? My one subscriber, you be subscribe. And then you share your pastor, your papa, you be Fountain Gate Church, and I was here, your Fountain Gate Church. Omina branch and I know Cassie. Now you share a pastor, OBB, some and the actually your pastor, your reverend, your BB, your bishop. On one Irish Natchet, but also over break a crack over break. So as soon as you're all bread, I did be one bread, Unya. I did be one bread, Unya. Very my bread, Sister Susie Michelle. Sister Susie, and I'm also now mammy home pastor, which you are Gasanya Michelle. Also, questions in there, and also. Now, maybe you should tell me some stuff. You maybe some question. Now, maybe so. Snake. By a day, snake, you can snake up a wall. By a day.
Snake here, and more, and a boy in it. So you should have been I'm not on some air home, but whom will be our percent or yeah, dear, we hear body and nothing and Yamipo or a home. A person of Mary has in no here body and Intina or Mary, Yamaya Warno, send a bear or being your body. Sounds I won't know we are seeing our open bodies. And a big crochet duum, a big crochet soon, a big crochet boom, no more the idea, only a young human. Ain't a mra, a snake, a body, and a about to send a wabble upon chain, wabble, or dry near the end. It's answered, now or one, or you be an young son, upon some so or dada, Nipan, a quiet or shed, sir, a boon. I'm a body here in the Juma as a sort of snake on the physical where more Yamia Boni, but it's son, sir, bon some a funny year, Jumanti, and Ama said, Ama is a tracker be a babeto, snake, and I didn't know you from that. Says I didn't go castle because a ra or allow him on some AU soon and go on by. Adam Castle, and Eve, and Eve was said a snake in a dada, Emma, a and a coupon said, Cass, upon your belly. Yes, Nyankopɔn ka kyerɛ sɛ the food and on the bed until Nyame na yɛ ne saa. Because if instead is grass show, so body am nyasa pɛ ayɛ ne sɛ sɛ wohwɛ snake ni yie paa a wobɛkɔ akɔto baabi a anka te sɛ nka snake no nante te sɛ lizard nti nka wobɛwɔ nan but ɛsiane ne Nyame ka yɛ nti na that way no ɛkɔɛ.
Na maybe so snake ɛde ne phone or nante worms we name the fancy game and I mean which worms no one ever know why.
Say, oh, I want to say.
I saw one year, but they are so they are almost all the phone or the
say, Nyankopɔn ni ti mo pɔn no bɔ and you may be send your person on.
But so snake and I have one year more than the phone and the night. Not then or no from here, but it be a no also in the phone and not.
There be said that is how God created it. And I say, we be as I then I mean, or born to. That's how God created some of the things. One when you mean answer change. Engineer maybe or one more creative for no one wisdom. Who physical and answer who human won't just even whom cry, there's a limit to which you can understand. Bible says we see in part and we prophesy in part. And to see the secret things belong to God. These are some of the secret things. Why God does what He does, you can't understand. The day you understand everything, He ceases to be God. It's just only now. No, be our friend who nyame now any and what is the use? So there are things beyond our understanding.
This is some of our age. I'm going to shooting. Up to now, Nipa, as I see a shooting on some side. So there has not been any improvement. Oh, yeah, brother. They be a bonnier, they be a bonnier, missing the cameraman, and my duty to be faster. Awali nso tumi fa masa fasa adentia
sene me di kan eka Nyankopɔn ɔbɔ yɛn wan bɔ yɛn sɛ robots adeɛ ba akɔ Nyankopɔn ade kyerɛ nipa yɛ the power of choice because nkɔbɔ yɛ sɛ robot deɛ ne obi program ne obi a sɛ ne bɛyɛ pɛpɛpɛ but ɔbɔ yɛn sɛ ne sɛ so. And the session says we have the power to choose what we want and what we don't want. Enti, obo nipa wie na on person obey robot no man no akwanya oba o present option say me na me ball minim nyansa chen fa yewe ne no na be ma ho ato but still wo ho kwan because we robot wo ho kwan say we di ne amaka no so ana wa be ball dem obra. But a coin of a Fabian, a woman day in Susan so everybody. In the Romans chapter 1, verse 18, KLEVIJOE. Or say, but God shows his anger from heaven against all sinful, wicked people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. 19. They know the truth about God because he has made it obvious to them. God has made things obvious to us. Nature tells us that there is something behind and they are even because it can't just things can't just happen. Oba ya hand we design fefefe and one be ball. Obi and a tenance no drain or ye. Nti yen niam hu bia no obi de etechi. Na obi a manufacturer bia so e wo manual. Manual no de be kire say fa se ne be ya ade a create ni. Ebetimi edi mu machine ya odi bia de ukoto e manual ewo so o pese iye dwuma ye se we di manual sa ne nipa nso ye manual ani nyame asem ye bible enti wa che so o pese odi ya we nefa o pese odi ya ne but ye bu ye ni gusu because one creating to say robot no we choose our own way enti hwade ye verse 20 or say for ever since the world was created people have seen the earth and sky. Though everything God made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, so they have no excuse for not knowing God. We don't have excuse for not knowing God because okay, yes, they knew God, but they wouldn't worship him as God or even give him thanks. And they began to think of foolish ideas of what God was like. That is the genesis of idol worship. As a result, their minds became dark and confused. 22. Claiming to be wise, they instead became utter fools. And instead of worshipping the glorious ever-living God, they worship idols made to look like mere people and birds and animals and reptiles. So now listen, because Nyankopon done in him di na wa kire en kwan opese ye di hunu na yan so yan de no enti why to say one o papa o na ode say me buy me pese klebi me pese say na obo wa bra me pese we na because me na me wo me ni ye ma enti ye say na wonye o seti ni bedu ba bi o say afi ma ene eyi me say fu so meja masama. So because people don't want to take what God wants. Verse 24, you see what God did. So God abandoned them to do whatever shameful things their hearts desire. As a result, they did vile and degrading things with each other's bodies. They traded the truth about God for a lie. So they worship and serve the things God created instead of the Creator himself, who is worthy of eternal praise. So now people are interested in worshiping the things God have created instead of the Creator himself. So people worship things, they worship their cars, they worship, people even worship themselves. Because anything you put in place of God or you value more than God becomes a God for you. And in the eyes of God is an idol. Verse 26. That is why God abandoned them to their shameful desires. It is because we will not listen to God and follow his instructions. He abandons us to do whatever we like. Even the women turn against the natural way to have sex and instead indulge in sex with each other. Lesbianism. And the men, instead of having normal sexual relations with women, burn with lust for each other. Gay. Men did shameful things with other men as a result of this sin. They suffered within themselves the penalty they deserved. Since they thought it foolish to acknowledge God, he abandoned them to their foolish thinking and let them do things that should never be done. So you see, because we won't do what God says, he allows us to do things that even shouldn't be done. When was the last time one who said it won't happen. So why are human beings doing that? Because now are corrupted. Their lives became full of every kind of wickedness, sin, greed, hate, envy. This is the genesis. When people don't take the instructions that the manufacturer gives and they decide to treat the gadgets they have bought anyhow, what happens? It spoils. Murder, quarreling, deception, malicious behavior, and gossip. They are backstabbers, haters of God, insolent, proud, and boastful. They invent new ways of sinning and they disobey their parents. Are you listening to what I'm saying? They refuse to understand, break their promises, are heartless, and have no mercy. 32. They know God's justice requires that those who do these things deserve to die, yet they do them anyway. Worse yet, they encourage others to do them too. I mean, that's it. Say a family, you swear we are near because Okoto gadgets and your trail say, charging a number of hours and some way you should put disobey a machine. Into another, I said, into Namika, Proverbs chapter 19, verse 3 say, if you take your own decisions and you ruin your life by foolish decisions, you can't blame God because we are not robots. You have the power to choose your own path, but one day you will answer. Okay.
Also for Reverend Samuel, Nabia or assembly a catcher, ni loved ones, na chef for me, ni tea for a country mona, Yonko.
Medawasi for kwenye higher fountain gate sorry wa ankafo na ye gidi say Nyankopon do bia emfa ho se ne otie but na me pese me ma otie ase ne se nyame ne bo bia na nso enyo bia na nyame ba sebi o papa a owo ko se wa anya na se dia otimi po brama enti no obi biara a wamfa Yesu send a cry agent no ama Yesu ama me na urade no ama ne honhom ama metina ne mu ode ne ho wa we ya ne ope and anything you do outside the will of God you are on your own and the Bible no ma yati asese nya sabi omo se urade nyina na be kode osoro ahemem ana afi so enye se wo kwa sorry dem ana ya cho wani ma sorry enwumam na chese wo ye nyame ba Romans chapter 8 verse 14 say omo kwa ma nyame honhom ena chire omo ne omo nye guide omo ye nyame ma. Those who are led by the Spirit of God, they are the children of God. Enti baby biara wa it is a time for you to check your own life and ask yourself, are you a child of God? If you are a child of God, are you obeying your father? And answer because one day yatina hay ya and I share house because we phone you ka phone wo inside we near someone in your house ultimate change you but there were inside and no na niema ni nyina ele e wo so saa ana wo clevi out we clevi nya ne mi hu abrantie fefefe ya wa bodwi there be clevi ni ne otu one day ye nyina saa house yi e be kwa koto atwe na ne otu mu no e be ko ne a oboy no akwa kodu akonta bisa ho se wagine diana bisa ho se afa Yesu so metina ho ana bisa ho se wa man ho kwan se ono nchiro wo kwan ana wa obo obra one day yenyina te se ne ko school exam stand e bidu one day we will all account for it into who team ya dwen ho se da achi bi wo dwen ho se abrabo na nya da achi bi ye be ko eternity mame fu e entwem sebi emra wo mame ye na afo se wa ne wa ko si se ye wo pie nso ha no asasi so ye funu enche ye wesa ya wo ato another ye funu ye no ye eternity na how will be set our how you live there and how you look like determine how you do and the choices you make our baby until you you make good choices. Bible look at saying more Proverbs chapter 29 verse 8 or say God have no use for anyone who will listen to him and pray to him. What the answer ubekwa kudi ne ope uwi abe bompaya man o se obi biara onye osutie manase ne mpaye poye ne chiwade nti na manfo abompaye shutu nsama shutu because unni asem na o kan so odi asem no so a unya no kra na wa asem no kra ne be ma wa de wo. It is knowledge of the truth that set people free, not shooting the devil. You can't shoot the devil and live your life anyhow and enjoy it. If you want to enjoy your life, accept Jesus, allow his spirit. And people think, say, I know there, mean to me, brand person, me, oh, by what you mean, me, fine man. When you mean, me, near the person, maybe about the sea, what did you know, so now the fata. Am I into whom they guide them? It is bra Yamin chain or Bemoa wife, and yes, sir, that's it. Who now could do
Reverend, Masaso in Yaminti, yes, oh, sing you be a very easy. Okay, say you're going to be there to be a little so down, tea, and so. It's all the numbers you have Facebook and I say church in Facebook and I say phone number, and I say or what church now, no so afaso on your what church.
Oh, Yamede and you be to Makumaso. Efa worship and you need the attitude of worship. I am your castle worship and I all the time. Your folks say, I want to answer we but worship has to do with who surrender wakuma amanya na idea and the idea because every right now what we are doing because whatever we are doing when we are doing and it is for the glory of God it is worship but ne say be our person we are now we famous that one is not it's also worship to somebody else And everything we do is worship to a being or a deity. It is so we should be sound. Say interview me accept it. Is it because of the quack to an amount for a castle? So for assume a CD and now say, okay, so one. I idea me munu. The person me answer question. Send a baby be now I be munyame. Na nyankopon anu nyama adedi enti wo ho a nyankopon hwakoma enti esesa wo hwe wakoma mu ye de eyi nti worship no when we totally surrender enti the Bible no in Genesis 22 verse 5 the first place I can worship na ye Abraham ana na wakwakobo ne ba Isaac ode ne kwabo afode ana o kan se meko na meni abofra na akwakoye de akosori nyame aba enti na evimpo enya asori de enti we ma meti asese ye ka se worship na ane se totally wode wakoma ebeto ono anasa ade esombo ma opa me oba me hu se sa wa de we ni jitu pa nyame ba ho no sese ba sa de igba for de ma me se na ebe ya memo e bi for na wonye we ya would you be able to do it? So your ability to surrender it na worship and I worship also a attitude. The attitude, why dream? A fat way. Into our YouTube, what type of attitude of worship? What type of worship? Attitude of worship. Now, other ones, but go to me and type reverence someone.
So, we to the YouTube channel so that to that and can come for no shine now. If you subscribe to the channel, so Facebook no one like so we go to channel.
Send me kind. Once you go to the YouTube or we know search engine, just type attitude of worship, Reverend Samuel Dankwa. Reverend Samuel Dankwa who said and no member up. And now listen to it, let it minister to you, subscribe and like.
Okay, and we say for Hannah and you interview listen, share, subscribe. Now, your reverence so me the YouTube channel no better me description. I say it's all share me the so no. Now we make sure say welcome also the dia no. Now I subscribe, now share, now like it. Now also the juma no enkoso and famano. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Okay.